Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are listening to this recording. Today, I'm Mary Knippel, and I welcome you to this free training, Write Your Book, Grow Your Business. We're going to talk about the building blocks of getting started and staying motivated. I am a book author and I help others write their own book. As business owners, you may see people in your industry who are writing books and you think, oh, that should be me. I know I have expertise and I want to share it with the world. I have something that would be of value. And yet when you sit down to write, you're stuck. You don't know how to get your ideas out of your head and onto the page. You're you wonder, do I have expertise that is of value? And how do I sustain writing to finish a book? I know how you feel. I've been there, and so have my authors. You think, oh, someday I'll get around to it. Someday. Someday isn't a strategy to get that book done. Knowing your building blocks, knowing those core pieces that help you stay motivated and create your personal blueprint to get your book done. One of my clients was an accountant, and she knows her stuff. She has no problem helping you get those numbers to add up and create systems so that you're successful in your business. She wanted to do more. She wanted to have a bigger impact. And she was invited to be part of an anthology. And she came to me and she said, how do I do this? How do I write something for this anthology? As an accountant, I know the numbers were backwards and forwards, but the words, together, we created a chapter that really expressed who she was and the passion for helping people to be successful and have confidence in their numbers. And now she has confidence in knowing her words as well, because she's not only writing a solo book, she is creating content for new programs that she's developing. And that's what my clients gain from coming to me and having me be their book mentor. In this live training, we're going to tap into my reporter background. 35 years as a journalist, I know how to ask questions to help you go deeper. We're going to go over the building blocks of what every reporter does when they're putting together a story. And those are the same building blocks that you use when you're building your book. We're going to go over the who. Who is your audience? We're going to go over the why. Why you and why now? We're going to go over the what. What is it that you want to leave your readers with? We're going to go over the how. How are you going to impact your readers? The when is where you are. The where is where you are on your writing journey. If you're collecting those ideas and getting them down on paper, that's fabulous. Keep doing that. If you are close to publishing by polishing a first draft, that's wonderful too. But you have to know where you are on your writing journey. It's one of the key things you need to know is, do you have a publishing date in mind? So you can start with the end in mind and work your way backwards. That's how any good project manager will tell you, this is the way you approach things. You start with the end and you break it up into small bits. Now, what do we talk about? We talked about the who, the when, the where, the why, the how. And one thing that I add is the heart, displaying and sharing your humanity. So those details of who you are and how you got to be who you are, they need to be sprinkled into your book, because it's the stories that demonstrate your character, your values, and that's how people know, like, and trust you. There's that little caveat of, oh, there's a glimpse, there's transparency. I really feel who that person is when I hear how, for instance, I was never encouraged to be a writer. That wasn't something realistic for a little farm girl growing up in the Midwest. And I rewrote my story several times because I was going to be a writer. And I wasn't encouraged to be a reporter either. When I did get to college at the ripe old age of 30, I had an advisor who was a retired newspaper editor, and he didn't think this little housewife could cut it as a reporter. She couldn't go down to the courthouse and, sit in on a trial or anything like that. But the kind of reporting I've been doing for the past 35 years is personal profiles, the heart of who you are and why you do things. And more often than not, people will say the questions that I ask help them get to something that they've never talked about before, or something that they was just like, that is me. That's the story that I haven't been telling, but I wanted to tell. So today, I really want to dive into your who to help you discover the audience that is hungry for what you have to say. And the biggest takeaway I would like you to take away from this training is that when you're clear about your who, you are drilling down into talking to one person. And I always want to impress upon my clients is that you have to also be aware that the first reader that has to be involved and just so enamored and touched by what you're writing is you. Because believe it or not, the energy in the words that are on the page contain our sentiment, contain the emphasis that we want our readers to know. It contains our heart. So if you're dashing something off because, oh, my business coach said I need to do this, then, okay, it's an assignment and you're going to deliver. And your readers are going to know that. And there's nothing wrong with you starting that way, because it gets you writing. So whatever gets you writing, I'm for. However, I want you to be moved by your writing so that you know that your readers are being moved by your writing. Because nonfiction writing, which is what a business book is, has an arc just the way fiction does. You are not giving bullet points and then moving on. You're telling a story so that your reader understands and wants to move on in your book. And when you know who you're talking to, you'll know what kind of stories is going to really capture their attention and keep them reading. When you know who you're talking to, you will know that an illustration here or a joke here will lighten the information that you're sharing, but it won't demean the information. It won't dilute the information. It will help to have your reader absorb it and embrace it. So it's critical that before you start writing, you know who you're writing for. You know who you want to impact. I've had coaches who even suggested that you create a composite. If you like to draw, you create a picture that you have next to your writing space, in your writing space. There are lots of opportunities on the web, and graphic programs that you could search for an image that speaks to you so that you can speak to that image and print it out and have it. And as long as you're not plagiarizing and putting it up somewhere, you can capture an image of a celebrity, an image of someone that you truly admire, and use that as your muse. Because sometimes we need prompts that help us write. But it's what's up here that's going to help you get that on the page. Because writing in your journal and having that conversation on the page is great. But sometimes when you need to step it up, it's not happening as fast as you want it to, then some people have to use the same music every time. Some people have to have a candle lit. Some people have to sit in the same chair and just like athletes, maybe they have a favorite piece of clothing that they always wear when they're writing. I'm all for whatever is going to get you writing and keep you writing. Because in these free trainings, we're talking about the building blocks. And as a journalist, those are the building blocks I use. The who, what, when, where, why, how, and I add heart. So that you focus on who you're talking to. That's what we're really diving into today. I'm more than happy to have a call with you. You go to yourwritingmentor.com/strategy call. We can talk about all the rest of them and how I can support you in moving forward to get your book ideas out of your head and onto the page. Because there's someone waiting for your story. There's someone that you are meant to impact. And as Annie Lamott says, all great writing starts with a very bad first draft. But you gotta start somewhere. So go to yourwritingmentor.com/strategy call. And we'll talk about how you are going to start somewhere with me. I'm Mary Knippel, the book mentor and the founder of yourwritingmentor.com. Thank you.